Hey, and welcome back to the shop. Thanks for hanging out. I'm really excited to begin our first project, which is going to be a shoe bench that I designed. On this channel, I don't really want to try and teach you things that I've learned from other people. I'd rather point you to those resources. One of those resources is Jim Tolpin, 2 books. One is called By Hound and I, and the other is called By Hand and I. They're 2 books on the same concept. The By Hound and I book is a book that brings proportions in architecture and furniture design and even nature to you in terms you can understand with some exercises for learning reinforcement. It's a really well done book. It's some complex concepts put into bite-sized chunks, and I really hope you'll check it out. I put a link in the description. The other, By Hand and I, is its companion. It's the same concepts, but a much more in-depth look. Those 2 books really helped me in terms of understanding what it was I was trying to accomplish, and it really helped me grow as a woodworker, and I know it'll help you grow as well. That being said, this project, the shoe bench, is something that I designed, mainly using a lot of the concepts that I learned from those 2 books. I work from a drawing. The drawing tells me everything I need to know in terms of joinery and proportions and the size of the pieces and pretty much everything. So here's the drawing. And I hope you'll take a look at that. I can make this available if you guys, start watching this, get in the comments, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know if you're interested in it. So this is the project itself right here. Most shoe benches have a place where you can store shoes, but you still see them. For what my wife and I wanted, it was a place to close those shoes off, but still have that look of a bench. And we're going to be making this out of cherry. So the dimensions are here. The last thing I'll say is that when you get into the shop, we're all busy. We're all people who have jobs. We have families. We have kids. We have other responsibilities. Our shop time's kind of limited. So you need to have a concept of, what can I accomplish today? So my time in the shop today for this first step of the project is just going to be getting the leg assemblies ready, the big panels on the end. These are 1 5/8 inch thick by 16 inches wide by 20 inches tall or long. So that's what I'm going to work on, is putting those together. At this point, it's a new channel. We're trying to figure out what to do. I am just going to shut up and work and hope you guys enjoy it. Well, that's pretty good progress for today. Got those leg assemblies joined up. They're in the clamps, drying. One thing I'll say, when you're jointing by hand, you might have seen, it took me a while, you know, it took me a lot of passes with the plane, a lot of checking with the square to make sure that everything was lining up right. In glue-ups, it's just essential to make sure that that line is crisp and clean and that the joint line is imperceivable. That's the best way to go about doing that. I really think that jointing two boards together, gluing up a panel, is something that if you can master doing that by hand, it's something that you can really be proud of, because I really think, especially when you're talking about longer boards for a dining room table or the side of an armoire or something like that, when you can by hand joint that board and glue those two up to where those joint lines are imperceivable, that's one of the toughest things that you can do by hand. So I hope you'll practice that. I hope you saw some things that you liked here. If you did, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and thanks for hanging out.